Hey y'all, it's TxStampin Sharon. I'm back. Oh my goodness. It is Thursday night, March the 20th, and I cannot wait to share with y'all what I have up my sleeves, even though they're short. We're going to be playing with some watercolor pencils, and I hope that I can teach you a thing or two. So I am live, so I'm just making sure that everybody can hear me and see me. Gonna give it just a minute as everybody starts logging on. Okay. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Linda. Yay, I think we're good. I think we are good to go. Yay. I am going to be showing you some things using a stamp set, but you could use any stamp set. But this new stamp set that I'm showing you is an online exclusive stamp set, and it is called Frame Scene. So I'll flip the camera around in just a minute. Leanne says she can hear me and see me. Mary says she can hear me. Lavina says loud and clear. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I've been gone. I went to Stampin' Up's on-stage event. Feeling a little hoarse today. I think with all the laughing and giggling, I think I'm still recovering. But anyway, it was super fun. It is Thursday, March the 20th. If you're new to my channel, I want to welcome you. And if you have not already subscribed, I hope that you will by the time I'm done. I hope that I teach you something and that I inspire you, in some way. So I am going to, I'm going to flip the camera around. I am fighting a cold, I think, Sarah, just because of the change of weather. Otherwise, I feel fine. So, all right. I am going to give a few shouts out before we get started. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to my friend Michelle Batson. She is my moderator during my Thursday night class. And for the first time ever in like 4 years, I got to meet her in person. She came to Raleigh, and I was so excited because we've never met in person. She has worked with me here on YouTube, and so it was super fun to actually meet her in person, as well as her mother-in-law, Virginia Batson. So it was super fun. I know that I got to meet a lot of y'all in Raleigh, and so that was also fun. I think I took 3,042 selfies. All right, we are going to be talking about watercolor pencil blending. Oh, before I get started with that, I do want to say hello to everybody who has the little Texas logo by their name. They are supporters of my channel, and I call them my stamping friends. So I want to welcome all of them tonight, and I'm super glad that you're here. We do a special class once a month for my members. If you're interested in that, below the video, I have a bunch of links. I have the membership links. I have shopping with Stampin' Up links. I have all kinds of links below the video. So if you have any questions, hopefully you can find it down there. All right. Watercolor pencils. I have decided that I don't use my watercolor pencils enough. So I have been keeping them on my desk, and not just in the cabinet, but keeping them on my desk so that I reach for them. And I hope that if you don't have any watercolor pencils, that you might think about getting some, because they're a super fun way to color images. And oh yeah, I forgot I was going to bring something out. I feel like forgiving. Okay. All right. There are two different kinds, or two different ones. We have the watercolor pencils, and then we have the assortment number 2. So lots of colors to choose from. On the backs of them, it will tell you different colors. If these colors are in the right box, it'll be a miracle. It would just be a miracle. I have been really pulling out my technique book, my 55 card making technique books lately. You know, I designed this book. I always had a dream to have a reference book so that I wouldn't have to remember in my head all of the things that I have learned over the years. So I came up with a series of videos, for those of you who are new to my channel, a series of videos, and then I have started, it was like 110 techniques, and so 55 of them made it into a book. And I might be having the other 55 released sometime this summer. So keep your fingers crossed. Anyway, it's just super fun to pick up the book and go through it and go, yeah, I want to play with watercolor pencils. I do have like the video link, and I have supplies that I used. Even if this stamp set in the book is retired, it is still a good memory jogger. Okay, I'm going to be using the stamp set called Framed Scenes, and these are so little and cute. Let me get you a stamp. So they're just little tiny cute little stamps. And so I thought, well, what better thing to do than to use the cute little tiny little note cards from Stampin' Up. So my package is open, but we have note cards and envelopes, okay? And sometimes you just need a little, to tuck a little note into something. Karen is asking, how do you purchase the book? Karen, below the video in the description, I have a link just for my books. You can get it either in a spiral bound printed version if you're in the United States, or you can get a digital version. I love having it just on my desk so that I can check it out. Great question, Karen. Thank you, Nancy. It is good to be back. I am fighting a cold, I think. It just kind of kicked in this afternoon. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but it's good to be home. Okay. In the framed scenes, it does come as a bundle. You can get the framed scenes dies, and oh, we have a few little scragglers here. Well, let me just talk to you about them. You can use the 2 ovals, and it does a cute little frame like that. And then this piece, I cut it out, and it just kind of gives a woodsy look. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah, I think you can on the camera. Just kind of a woodsy look if you wanted it to give your cardstock some texture. Lavina says, I have the book and I absolutely love it. Thank you, Lavina. And then we're going to be playing with the frames tonight. So I've already cut some out. And when you cut them out, let me grab this. You actually get, it cuts 2 pieces, okay? So you get this and this, all right, when you cut that out. I have an extra cute little picture too that I'm going to be sharing with y'all using the frame. I thought it was super fun. So yeah, this is a new online exclusive stamp set, or fairly new, I don't know. It's an online exclusive stamp set and die. So I'm going to show you my cards first. Okay, so we just have a little tree house, and then we have the lighthouse, and then we have this little woodsy look. Changing up the designer series paper as I did the cards. I don't think, just whatever DSP you have on hand, but I thought they were super cute. So I want to give you, and I'm going to use some different papers to give you different ideas, okay, tonight. So when you are sharpening your pencils, I recommend one of the cheap school kids pencil sharpeners so that it doesn't chew up your pencil too much. You just want you just want to get a good size or a good point on it. But if you use an electric pencil sharpener or, you know, one that has more power to it, a battery powered, it really does chew up the pencils. So you can get these at the dollar store for like, I don't know if they're even $1, but just cheap little or inexpensive little pencil sharpeners. Let's see. Oh, I'm glad y'all like the cards. Thank you. And Sue says, I love this set. I'm anxious to learn from tonight. Good. I'm so glad. All right. And because I'm using watercolor pencils and some water-based tools, okay, any kind of water, we're going to use StazOn to stamp our images. That way, we don't have any of that black smearing. We don't want that. No smearing, okay? Now, I do have, my favorite to use are the blender pens because, and I'll show you why as we get into it. You may use some paintbrushes, but since this is not watercolored paper, this is just it's almost like the basic white thick, the note cards are. You want to use very little water, okay? Because we don't want it to pill up, all right? You could use an aqua painter or water painter. Stampin' Up! Doesn't carry these right now or anymore. I don't know how you say that. So that's why I wanted to pull out and remind you that you could use some paintbrushes, okay? I am going to pretty much stick to just my blender pens because I love them the most. All right, let me scroll down here. Okay, so we are going to, I have cut some, I could have used the center out of what I cut, but I cut my basic white pieces, just regular cardstock. Ooh, I was off a little bit. You can cut them to match the frames, okay? So I am off just a skosh. So we'll trim that down. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to stamp an image. Let's just stamp the little cabin in the woods. Stamp that right there in the middle. And I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and stamp all the images on my papers. And then I want to give you some tips on how to keep up with the colors, because I shared with you quite a few colors of watercolor pencils, okay? So if you want to recreate these, you're kind of like, oh, what color did I use? What color did I use? And the reason why you also want to kind of do your stamping first is to let that ink dry before you start coloring. I did get a new bracelet, Mary. It says Creativate. Brandy Cox gave us all a Creativate bracelet. Thank you for noticing. And I will say this, and she will confirm that I did cry when she gave it to me. It was super sweet. Okay, so we've got all of our images stamped. And something that I did was I started scribbling the watercolor pencils to decide what I wanted to use. And then I wrote them down so that I could kind of get a visual of what all of the colors look like. And it helped me pick out colors easier. Okay. All right. So I'm going to get one of my... I'm going to actually get all of the blender pens out. I want to say that there's like glycerin in here, in the blender pens, I mean, that helps. Oh, let's zoom in. We need to zoom in. These are tiny images that kind of helps you, helps with the blending. So let's move these out of the way. All right, let me get my cards. Okay. All right. So what I think is the best part, TxStampin, these are note size note cards. These are just little note cards from Stampin' Up. They measure 3.5. Ooh, I'm really zoomed in. 5 inches by 3.5. Okay. They are the note cards that Stampin' Up sells. All right. So I'm just going to quickly do that. Then we're going to get the green for the grass. I am not being perfect at all. Let's do this for these trees. We're going to get some red. I always love a red lighthouse. So this is real red. And as you can see, I'm not being perfect. I'm just scribbling quickly. Almost looks like Poppy Parade, but it says real red. That's funny. Okay. And then maybe a brown. What do we have? That's Cajun Craze. Early espresso. And we'll do that. And then the railing. Okay. So as you can see, that is... Hi, Carol Lewis. It was so nice to meet you too. Boy, my glittery nails really show up when I'm zoomed in. All right, so as you can see, I was not perfect, okay? I just scribbled. The magic comes when you use the blender pens. Now, there are 2 ends to the blender pen, and when I switch colors, I like to switch ends. I don't want it to be muddied. I also like to have, let me grab a piece of scrap paper. This isn't really scrap, but it's going to be a piece of scrap paper nearby so that I can clean off the tip. Thank you, Rochelle. I love my sparkly nails too. All right, so then what we do is we just come in here and we just get all of those stroke marks out and kind of fix all of that scribble that I did. Okay, then we want to clean off like this. We're going to change colors, so we're going to switch ends. We're going to fix our roof and our railing. Clean it off. Now, it is stained. Once you quit using it, the tip recovers. I know when I first started selling these, I was like, oh, y'all could like split. Uh-oh, that's got, it looks like that has white. I think I used that for white ink once before. And then we're going to fix our grass. Okay, clean that off. I told people they could split the packs up, but you really do need all of them when you're using a lot of colors because we're flipping it around. We don't want it to get muddied. And now look at the difference. Can y'all see the difference from what I did earlier? Let me see here. Let me grab. Boy, when I'm zoomed in, I can really see what I missed. Okay. Sandy, it is easy. I promise. I promise it is. All right, let's get another one. Let's do some different greenery. We're just going to scribble quickly. Y'all see how fast I'm just scribbling? I'm going to get that brown for the tree trunk. Let's get for the rocks. And what's so fun, before you take the blender pen through it, or to it, you can take another color and kind of add it in there. So I've got two different colors going on. I don't think I colored the grass. I think I just kind of left it as it is. Let's see, what color did I color the, oh yeah, let's do this blue, balmy blue for, I hope that, you know, if you have watercolor pencils, that this inspires y'all to pull them out. If you don't have any, I just find, oh, I know I was going to tell you too. I just find that it is super easy. It's a super easy way to color your images. I'm so glad, Virginia. I'm glad you're enjoying that. Let's see. We want a brown for the roof. I don't think that's Cajun Craze. Now let's do it. So in the live chat, let me know if you have watercolor pencils and if you have been using them, or have you forgotten them like me sometimes. I'm going to make these trees old olive. I think the key though is the blender pens. So one thing I want to point out too is you can use, you know, the white erasers that we use. If you decide that I didn't want it to be that green, you can use the white erasers and change your mind. We can change our minds. We don't have to stick with that. Isn't that fun? All right, let's go back and make it a different green. There we go. All right. And I told you that these recover. So look, whoops, sorry. Look how it's clean. Okay, so it's already recovered in just that short period of time. All right, let's clean up our trees. Now, since I'm sticking with greens, I'm going to go ahead and just keep it. Let's see. Dorothy says I use watercolor pencils on the storybook Friends. There you go. That would be a good one to use it on. Yeah, you need to use the blender pens. I think that's the magic, is the blender pens. Okay, I'm going to switch colors. You can do this, Tammy, on watercolor paper. I would choose a bigger image if I was using watercolor paper. These are tiny little images, and I just didn't feel that they would be that good stamped on the watercolor paper. Okay, let's clean up the house. Just blend all this in. Okay, what color? I think we need a red door, don't y'all? Let's get, oh yeah, cherry cobbler. Let's do a red door. Now, one thing I do want to point out, you don't want to use the pencil over the blender pen because it's wet. Does that make sense? Kathy has the original Stampin' Up watercolor pencils. How fun is that? So my door kind of lightened up. Do y'all see that? It really got lighter. So I'm not real happy with that, but I have to let that dry before I come back to it. Let's do a red chimney. And this time I'm not going to use the blender pen. And I want you to see the difference. Do you see that cherry cobbler versus pink? I don't know. I don't know what else you call that. Is that pink? Okay. Now we're going to kind of fix our rocks. Let's see what blues we have. So that is the blue that you're talking about. And I want to say it's Night of Navy. See that? It looks like Night of Navy. All right, let's fix our rocks. I love it. I love it. Very, it's a soft watercolor. We probably need to do our shutters. Let's do our shutters also in cherry cobbler. We'll kind of soften it up to match the door. There we go. Okay, it's kind of addicting. Now, do y'all see? This is my scrap paper, okay? You want to make sure that you're cleaning off that blender pen. Let's see. Loretta says, I seldom use my watercolor pencils. I've never tried with my blender pens. I normally used my Stampin' blends. I hope that this encourages you to use those blender pens because it's like magic when you do. Okay, let's get this one done really quick. This is a lot of green. Let's use Old Olive. So I'm going to really, I think this is a bigger image for me to show you anyway. All that green, just. Now, if I, what do I say? Like do a heavier hand. Let me scribble darker in some places. It kind of shades it. Okay, so we got that. Let's do, I thought I had a purple. Where's my purple? I do have a purple because there it is. Let's do a purple treehouse because we can. I think I came up here. Let's see. Let's go with you know what? Laura Peterson is reminding me too that you can use other tools when you are wanting to color or blend with your watercolor pencils. She is reminding me, and I am going to do, let me show you a few other things. I don't have any. Uh-oh. I usually have some Q-tips. You could use a Q-tip. I do have some water here. So I was going to grab and just do a little bit of blending with a wet, just a skinny little brush. And just see the difference. Ooh, that brush is stiff. Let's see if we can soften that up a little bit. Let's try that again. Now, it is just damp, okay? We don't want drippy wet. So it still blends. So either a wet Q-tip like Laura said, or a wet paintbrush. if you don't have the blender pens. But I think you've seen me using the blender pens enough that you know that the blender pen has more control. It's a pointier tip, so I can get in there a little bit easier. But you can also, you don't have to really switch like how I was doing with the blender pen. Let's just kind of tone this down. There you go. So there's the difference between using water or a blender pen. So let's finish coloring this real quick. Let's get, where is, oh, it rolled off. There we go. Okay, so we have our tree trunk. Thank you, Laura, for reminding me about that. I was gonna share that and I forgot. So yeah, you can use, and there's other things like gamma saw, which I am not very good with. There's other things that you can use to, let's do a yellow door, to blend your watercolor pencils. Got a yellow door, and let's do some green grass. Could you wipe on a paper towel, or would that take too much liquid out of the blender pen? I would not wipe my blender pen with a paper towel because you don't want to pull that liquid out. So your blender pens have, I believe it has a little bit of glycerin in it that helps with the blending, okay? I just think it's super fun way to color. And as I showed you, using your eraser, before you use the blender pen, you can change your mind. So how goof proof is that? Okay. Oh, our swing. Let's do our swing. Okay. All right. How are we doing? How are we doing? I think we've done 3 images so far. And I do have some more if y'all want me to keep coloring, if you don't mind watching me color. Let's move our water out of the way so we don't make a mess. I did want to show you how to assemble. So I'm going to, the way if I needed, oh, you're talking about the different ones. Becky Bond says, it's been a while since I've used my watercolor pencils. I'm so glad that I am. Oh, Sarah's going to take her watercolor pencils and her blender pens to a crop this weekend. So I have 2 more images. I can keep coloring if you want me to, but I'm going to set them aside. And if you guys want me to come back and do some more coloring, just let me know in the live chat. If you're watching the replay, I sure hope that you that this has given you some courage, if you would, to do some coloring with watercolor pencils. We're going to come out a little bit, and I'm going to bring in some paper. Now I used an assortment of designer series papers when I made my original cards, but I thought it would be fun to just take the Timeless Plaid 6x6 and just kind of decide, what other colors or what could we use? Maybe the checkerboard pattern, or do something different for these 3 cards that I'm going to assemble. Now, what I did figure out is when I did my coloring, because I used so many colors, none of them matched the paper. Y'all see that? None of them really matched, but I didn't really mind it so much. So think about that. If you wanted yours to be more like monochromatic, so let's take one of these that we haven't colored, and let's just say that you colored everything in these shades, like in the Calypso Coral, in the early espresso. Okay, so keep that in mind as you're coloring. Okay. I love these plaids, Beth. I just think they're so pretty. So I'm gonna pick this one right here, and I kind of see the blue. I use the balmy blue, so I'm gonna kind of tie that together. And I did realize that I didn't cut my papers quite the right size. Let me get some frames here. So I don't know. I think I like that. And then because I did so much wood here, I think I could use this for my frame. Okay, and we already know that we have to trim these down. So let's see. I like that. And I don't know. I came pretty close. I think I like that. And I think I'm just going to frame it in black. There you go. Okay. Or you could say, maybe I want to pick up, maybe I just want to frame it in white and give it that look. Okay. So think about all these things when you're putting these together. All right. And then don't let me forget that I have a super cute picture that is nothing to do with the frame scenes that I want to show you. And I'm going to pull this over just so I don't forget. So this is our surprise card. Don't let me forget that. Love the plaid. Is it in the mini or online? Michelle Batson, would you look under online exclusives and see if the plaid is an online exclusive? Timeless plaid. I think it is. Y'all, I am trying so hard to keep up with. I just got a new order in, and I am going to mark everything that is an online exclusive because I just can't keep up with it. It's crazy. It's crazy. We have so much fun, so many new things coming. All right, so let's see. I don't want to mess up my keyboard like I did one live. So I'm going to measure the frame and see where I messed up. It is just shy of 3.5. So I'm just going to trim this down just shy of 3.5. There we go. Much better. Okay, and then let's do this one. Let's just do just shy, just a skosh off. It is part of the bunny suite. The friends, the what are they called? Y'all, I cannot remember all the names. Yeah, the ones that look like little, like Peter Rabbit. Okay. So then we have our card bases. Let me get those. 1, 2, 3. Storybook Friends in the mini. There we go. Thank y'all. Okay, let me grab this. Okay, now I cut my paper to be the same size as the note card. And because I need it to be, oh wait, did I decide? Do I want that side? No, we'll stick to this side. I want to use some liquid glue so that I have some wiggle room to make sure that it fits perfectly. Another thing that I have been working on is my projects for the Spring Creative 8 online retreat that is coming up. Registration starts the 28th of March. That is coming up really quickly. And the actual retreat is April 25th and 26th. I'm going to trim this down just a little bit more. if you missed me saying it at the beginning, when you cut out the frames, if you cut a bunch of white ones, you could actually stamp on the piece that you cut out. But when you're cutting out the colored ones, you get the colored inside. Make sense? So I didn't want to waste a bunch of white frames and not be using them. So I just went in and cut my own paper. So what is next Friday? Isn't it the 28th? Friday the 28th? What nail polish do I have on? I don't know. It's just a bunch of glitter. I get them to do glitter at the nail place, and I go, can y'all do some chunkier glitter, please? Okay. I love using my basting brush. Oops, let's get this. Because I don't want too much glue. So we're just going to add a little bit of glue on here. That way I don't have too much squishing out. Because I don't know if you can see it, there are cutouts in the wood frame. So if you put too much glue, it's going to squish out of there. Okay, so then we can add this to this. And these are just note cards. I did not use any sentiments with these. You could pick anything you wanted. I think I just decided to just add these straight on like this. There we go. That one's done. Okay, and we need to add the back to this one. I think this stamp set really lends itself to the men in our life. You know, it's always so hard to find some masculine stamps and papers. The plaid for sure lends itself to the guys. And I think the stamp set does too. All right, let's get another note card. Thank you, Mary. Mary says, so cute. Okay, so then we decide, do we want that side or we want this side? I want this side. Okay, give that a good rub. So once you do all the coloring, this part's easy. This part just kind of comes together. I think that's charming too, Cindy. That's a good word for it, just charming. Okay, let's do this. I cannot wait to show you my surprise card. As I was getting ready, I happened to see something sitting on my desk and I was like, oh, let's make you into a note card. Maybe I'll send it to Tammy. Okay. Just going to do a white frame. I like the white frame. I don't think I've made any with that. Oh, almost showed you my surprise. Don't show you yet. Teresa says, love the plaids. They go well with just about anything. They sure do, Teresa. And like I said, I really think these are great masculine cards. Yep, I want this side. Was the watercolor on regular cardstock? Yes, it was on these are the note cards and envelopes that Stampin' Up sells, Mary Catherine, and It is just like the basic white thick. So you do want to, the blender pens, if you just use a little bit, you don't want to do a whole lot of scribbling with the blender pens, or you could pill up the paper, okay? So just keep that in mind. I like that. I think that turned out cute. Okay, now I got to show you my surprise card. We're going to need a little bit more. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I only have like 10 silicone mats. Okay. So my surprise one is, so the fun thing is, these little frames could actually frame a picture of your puppy or your grandchild. Look how cute that is. That's Miss Pippi. Okay, so we're gonna put a frame around Miss Pippi. Whoops. Uh-oh, got a little bit of glue there. Pippi is my miniature dachshund who rules this house. My husband says, why do I have to bribe her to come in the house? I go, I don't know. She's a mess. She's spoiled. Look, Tammy, there's Miss Pippi. Oh yeah, I cut down a basting brush because I don't cook that much. I do have an extra basting brush in the kitchen, but you just cut it really short and then you get just little dots of glue and not too much glue. When this dries, I can just peel it off with my fingernails and it comes right off and I can start all over again. Okay, so there's that. Now which one do we want? What do I want to put? I don't know if I have anything that this will match. I don't know. You may just want to, what are we going to put? Miss Pippi is just so cute, isn't she, Virginia? I don't know if I have anything. Oh, wait, maybe this. Would that match Miss Pippi's coloring? I don't know. We have that. On the back side. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do we want, let's see, what do we call it? Do we want crumb cake or do we want, what is that? Pebbled path. Y'all let me know in the live chat as I put these away and grab my paper trimmer. Mary Yates says she likes the darker. So we have this or we have this. Crumb cake, pebbled path. Oh, Suzette says she saw the basting brushes back at the dollar store. So Greg says both together. Both pieces of paper? Oh, I don't know. Small piece of paper. I think with the black frame that the pebbled path would look better. I'm seeing a couple pebbled paths. Let's go with pebbled path. Okay, so I told you it was 3.5 by 5 inches. Tammy, I think she's so cute too, but she's rotten. Oh, Tammy, you should see Rogue. Whew, he got a haircut. Girl, I went after him with the shears. That poor doggy. He got a good haircut from Mama, but he looks so much better. Thank you, Beth. She said good choice. Good choice. Maybe if I'd have gone with a white frame or a lighter color frame, then the other one would have been better. Or a crumb cake frame. You know, that would have tied it in. There we go. So now you can use the frames to frame pictures. Not just the little houses. Okay, have I convinced y'all that you need watercolor pencils and blender pencils, blender pens? There we go. Look at all those cards. Cute little note cards to stick in a package, or, you know, like I mailed something today to someone and I needed a note card. I did use a regular size card, but I could have gotten by with one of the note cards. So I had to keep these for y'all for tonight. So there you go. Okay. What do you think? Love them all. Love it. Cute, cute. Very good. How about a red to match her color? Yep, I could have done a red. I stuck with the black and the browns when I cut out the frames because I was sticking to the plaid paper. Beth says, yep, I've convinced you. We need some watercolor pencils and we need blender pens. There we go. Sarah says, I'm excited to make some. Me too. I'm excited for you to do that too, Sarah. All right, y'all. I'm going to go stop talking. I think I did pretty good. I was afraid I'd start coughing because my throat was a little bit, you know, like I said, I think I'm trying to get a little bit of, well, the weather has changed. It was hot and then it was cold and now it's cold again and it's hot. So yeah, that doesn't help either. Okay, so the Just Go Rogue shirts, these are the new shirts that we have for the mystery stamping party on March the 31st. We're having a big party. I have a special guest. I even have, I don't know if Anita's on tonight. I didn't see her. Anita gave me a survival bag, a bag of survival goodies for the mystery stamping party. I have so many cards that I have gotten in the mail that I don't know how we're going to get through them all, but it's going to be a fun party. It's going to be a different mystery stamping. So I hope that you will join us for that. Cindy says, good technique for tonight, my favorite. Yay, I'm so glad. Brenda says, no, I know what to do with them. Yeah, okay. Gargle with salt water. Okay, I'm going to do that. All right, y'all. I will be back with mystery stamping on Monday. And we're just going to get back into the routine because with me traveling and all of that, I feel like I haven't been here very much. So I'm back and I can't wait to share more with you. So I will see you guys. Tomorrow is Friday and I will be back with the free tutorials in my email. So free Friday. And then we will have mystery clues on Sunday in my newsletter. If you're not a newsletter subscriber, you can do that below the video. If you want to check out anything over on the blog or you need any Stampin' Up supplies, I would be honored that you would choose me as your demonstrator. You can find those links below the video as well. So happy stamping, y'all. Bye.